Played a good football team, and it was a good football team. Was a good football team. It was an absolute beat down in the first half, in my opinion. Kids fought, battled back, did some good things. You can't trick yourself into wins against good football teams. You can take a chance here, you can take a chance there, but you cannot trick yourself into victories. And we have to be able to execute, sustain tempo, sustain drives. You get across that 50-yard line against the team we played today, and the next 9 teams we play, you have to come away with points, and the majority of those times have to be touchdowns. And on the defensive side of the football, you have to do just different than that, just the opposite, if you will. So, overall, I thought we competed hard, but, all that stuff doesn't really matter. We're in this thing to win, and that's the bottom line, and we did not get that done today.
But you think it mattered how your kids fought in the second half?
I do, absolutely. I think it's, it's those challenging moments, and it's been a challenge for a long time for these kids. And it will continue to be a challenge as we fight and we battle. But there is no quit in them. I thought they wanted to continue to compete. It mattered to them a lot, which is a good thing to see. But at the end of the day, it's like I told them. I said, you have to make sure that you're on this ship, and you want to be on this ship. And I believe they all do. But when things don't go your way, you have to continually remind yourself to stay aggressive, to continue to fight and battle. And these kids have not been in this spot before. I have to continue to try to help them understand the moment.
Can you talk about Blunt going in the second half, starting the second half, how you thought he performed?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's talk about the reasoning. I think it's important to talk about the reasoning behind the quarterback switch. Darryl was obviously not 100%, and he is so tough that it's hard to know when Darryl's 100% or when Darryl's not 100%. And as we went through the week of practice, he got better, but he is not 100%. And that was evident in the first half without question. I think we were in a position to look at Connor to see what he was going to do, under fire in a big-time situation in that moment. I thought he handled it very well for his first time out there. I think Connor can bring some things to the offense at times with his legs. He's a freshman. Get thrown in there in that situation, he did some nice things, but that's it's where we're going. I'm not afraid to give freshmen opportunity, and that's what we did today.
Why Blunt instead of McMary?
Just thought that Connor has really established himself throughout practice. He's been with the scout team until really this last week. He moved up a little bit for a period of time to go back and forth, but he has. He's impressed. He studies, he works hard. Marcus does the same thing. It's just a decision, and ultimately that decision is me who makes that decision, and I thought that it was Connor's opportunity is to get in there and see what he could do.
So moving forward, obviously taking Darryl's health into consideration, how do you anticipate that developing over the next few
Well, with Darryl's healthy, he'll be the starting quarterback. There's no debate about that, and we'll move forward with Connor as we see fit.
Gary, how did you address the team at halftime? Obviously they came out and looked differently, but how did that?
Nothing. Told them to understand exactly what I told you. They didn't play well, and they got kicked around pretty good. We talked about the things we talked about with you again at the very beginning, as far as finding a way to finish in drives, taking advantage of opportunities. These kids know that if I get given the opportunity, and we've practiced things during the week that I feel are good, that can change momentum and be aggressive as far as giving them an opportunity to make a special play that's a risky play, they know I'm going to make it. So I don't have to continually talk to them about those things. They came out and they battled and they fought. They made more plays in the second half than they did in the first half, no question.
Your defense pretty much stuffed them in the second half after you say getting kicked around. Did you change schemes, or what was it different?
Well, I think we got up in their face a little bit more at the wide receiver position than we did in the first half. Probably a little bit of more man coverage. That would have been the biggest difference. I don't think it was a dramatic difference, but we seemed to be able to get them off pace. The rush seemed to show up a little bit more. we were able to come off the edges with a couple different pressures and hit them when they were trying to go back out to the field. So that's great timing on the call in that situation that you basically get a free hitter off the edge. So the kids they kept fighting.
Gary, when the defensive performance is down, even one way in the first half, one way in the second half, I mean, how do you assess that overall? Are you encouraged by that?
No, I'm not encouraged by really where we are right now. If we're encouraged by playing well, then I don't think we're in the right spot. And then I say that in a way of, yes, we will look at the things we did good. We'll also look at the things we did bad. But we have to understand the team concept, and it takes 4 quarters. And there's going to be times when the offense doesn't play well. There's going to be times when the defense doesn't play well, but they can't just be so lopsided. So am I proud of the way the defense came out and fought in the second half? Yes, they did some good things, but in the first half they didn't. I don't know. I looked up at the yardage, and it was 200 and something to 80 something, I believe, 60. Yeah, and that wasn't even a halftime yet when I looked up at it. So to say that's a lopsided affair is an understatement.
When you sort of look at everything now, you're 3 games in, Pac-12 play starts next week. Just where do you assess where you guys are right now?
Well, if I assess where we are right now, we are a team that'll fight, a team that will learn how to continually battle, that's facing a great big drink of adversity, and it's right in their face. I think we have some pieces to the puzzle that will allow us to make some plays, but the opportunity to sustain, there's absolutely zero helpless feeling in myself and from that team. I think the kids did a great job. Some leadership continues to show. Vic got in front of his team, challenged them a little bit, which is a good thing, and in a very positive way he did. This is his last rodeo, and it means a lot to him. So I don't have a measuring stick to tell you how far we've come, whether it's we need to go 12 inches if we come 1 inch or we come 4 or 5. I don't know that. We just have to keep on banging and keep on fighting and playing every single day and taking advantage of practice.
The quarterback change obviously made a difference, but what else between the first half and the second half offensively did you see maybe shore up or get better?
Well, it was good to see AP get some runs. I thought he gave us definitely a spark, and he's a different feel back than Ryan is, most definitely. He's a strong, powerful kid. He just seemed to have a little bit more momentum to him, I guess, than he had in the first couple games. Gaining more confidence, feeling more comfortable, I'm sure, as he goes through it. And it's a very good defense that he played against today. And I would also say his, I don't know. I guess that's that on that one.
You talked about it a little bit there, Gary, but what about your team's first half struggles? What really stood out to you there?
Well, Boise was making a bunch of plays, and I felt like there was, again, our ability to consistently leverage the edges of the defense shows up. People are going to make your outside kids, whether it's a safety or whether it's going to be a corner, tackle. And in today's day and age in the game of football, those kids have to be good tacklers, and they can't get out of position with their eyes, and it's very difficult when you're playing man coverage and you're doing different things. There's a lot that comes to it, but I thought it was better today. We made some of those plays, but that was still an issue. I thought our pass rush at times was better today, but there was other times when it was not. And then, we have some trick plays and some things that they come out with. But for Boise, there's really no such thing as a trick play. That's their offense. So if we're saying, they just run a bunch of tricks or this and that, they're really good plays. And that's their offense, and they pride themselves in that. And so we have to make some of those plays. The reverse, do we have an opportunity, do we not? I can go on and on. So we didn't make enough plays, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and then we didn't score. When we got the ball on the other side of the 50, it went back and forth. They punched us, we punched them back. They punched back. We didn't have an opportunity to punch back when we could have. We weren't able to answer that.
Your number of sacks allowed picking up third down, a lot of different ones, but was your assessment of holding on to the ball too long or just break down and protection?
What was the number on the sacks? 6. Yeah, so that's 6 too many. It's probably all rolled up in a big ball right there. It's probably everything. As we sit back and we look at that, again, it's always a challenge of a coach to understand what you do well and what you don't do so well and try to make both of those better, and that is a continual struggle, obviously, for us right now.
Coach, thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks.